I need you to hear me right now. To many of y'all walking around like the world owes you something. Like you special, just because you showed up. Let me tell you something, you are not special. You ain't entitled to success. You ain't entitled to respect. You gotta earn that. Every single day, you gotta prove your worth. You see, we live in a world where everybody wants the reward, but nobody wanna put in the work. You want the success, but you ain't willing to sacrifice. You want the respect, but you ain't done nothing to deserve it. Nah, it don't work like that. So today, I'm here to tell you, if you want to be great, if you want to make an impact, if you want people to recognize your worth, then stop waiting for handouts and go get IT. Let's talk about how you earn your worth. Asterisk. Listen to me right now, because this is the message that will change the way you see everything in your life. Too many people walk around thinking the world owes them something. They think just because they were born, they deserve success, they deserve happiness, they deserve the rewards that come with hard work without ever actually putting in the work. But let me be real with you, nobody owes you anything. You have to understand that nobody is sitting around waiting to hand you opportunities. Nobody is going to wake up one day and decide to change your life for you. If you want something, you have to go get it. If you want success, you have to grind for it. If you want respect, you have to earn it. Many people complain about their circumstances. Too many people blame the world for what they don't have. But let me tell you something, complaining never changed anything. Blaming others never got anybody ahead. The moment you sit around thinking life is unfair, the moment you believe the world should just hand you what you want, is the moment you lose control of your own destiny. See, the world doesn't work like that. The world rewards those who hustle. The world respects those who show up every single day and put in the effort. You can't expect the rewards without the work. You can't expect greatness without sacrifice. You can't expect people to value you if you haven't proven your value. I think about this for a second. The most successful people in the world, the ones who built their own legacies, the ones who changed the game, they didn't sit around waiting for someone to recognize their potential. They didn't wait for someone to give them a chance. They created their own opportunities. They put in the long hours. They stayed committed even when nobody was watching, even when nobody was clapping for them. That's the difference between people who make it and people who don't. The ones who make it understand that nothing is guaranteed. They know that if they want it, they have to go after it with everything they've got. No, I know some of you might be thinking, but what about the people who are born into privilege? What about the people who have connections, who have a head start in life? Listen to me. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter what advantages or disadvantages you have, because at the end of the day, success is about what you do with what you have. I've seen people with every advantage in the world fail because they didn't put in the work, and I've seen people with nothing rise to the top because they refuse to quit. It's not about what you are given. It's about what you do with it. It's about how hard you're willing to push, how much you're willing to sacrifice, how committed you are to proving yourself every single day. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to do it for you. You have to be the one to make the decision. You have to be the one to put in the work. You have to be the one to show up even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard, even when it feels like nobody is paying attention. Because the truth is, success doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're frustrated. If you feel like giving up, success only comes to those who refuse to quit, to those who refuse to accept mediocrity, to those who understand that the world doesn't owe them anything, and that the only way to get what they want is to go out and Earn every time you sit around making excuses, every time you blame your circumstances, every time you wait for someone else to fix your life. You are giving away your power. You are letting the world control your destiny instead of taking control yourself. But the moment you realize that nobody owes you anything, the moment you understand that everything you want in life is on the other side of effort, that's the moment your life changes. Because once you stop expecting and start executing, once you stop waiting and start working, once you stop hoping and start hustling, everything shifts. There are too many people who waste time wishing things were different instead of taking action. Too many people who complain about their situation instead of doing something about it. Too many people who look at others and think it must be nice instead of putting in the effort to create their own version of success. But let me tell you right now, the ones who win in life are the ones who don't wait for permission, the ones who wake up every single day and say, I'm going to make it happen, the ones who don't care about how hard it is, who don't care about how many obstacles are in their way, who don't care about how long it takes, because they know that nothing is promised and everything has to be earned. So the question is, are you waiting, or are you working? Are you making excuses, or are you making moves? Are you sitting around hoping life gets better? Or are you putting in the work to make it better? Because let me tell you, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't luck, it isn't talent, it isn't who they know, it's their mindset, it's their willingness to take responsibility for their own lives, to stop expecting and start executing, to stop wishing and start working, to stop feeling entitled and start earning everything they want. Too many people out here think they can just show up and expect success. Too many people believe they deserve the rewards without putting in the work. But let me tell you something, life doesn't work like that. You don't get what you want, you get what you earn. You don't get success because you think you deserve it. You get success because you grind for it, because you sacrifice for it, because you put in the hours when nobody else was watching. Too many people out here looking at others, thinking, man, why does he have that? Why is she winning? Why am I still stuck in the same place? But the real question is, have you really put in the work? Have you really given everything you have? Have you really sacrificed at the level required to get to where you say you want to be? Hard work will always be entitlement every single time. See, entitlement is a disease. It makes you lazy. It makes you weak. It makes you believe that you can get something for nothing. It makes you think you deserve success just because you showed up, just because you did the bare minimum, just because you tried a little bit. But success doesn't care about your feelings. Success doesn't care about your excuses. Success only cares about results, and results come from effort. Results come from discipline. Results come from doing the work day in and day out. When nobody is clapping for you, when nobody is congratulating you, when nobody even notices what you're doing, because that's what separates the great from everybody else. That's what separates the winners from the ones who just wish they were winning. Some of you out here think that because you went to school, because you got a degree, because you put in a little bit of effort, that now you should have everything handed to you. But let me tell you something, school doesn't entitle you to success. Having talent doesn't entitle you to success. Just wanting something doesn't entitle you to success. You have to earn it through work, through sweat, through sacrifice, through struggle. There is no shortcut. There is no easy way out. There is no skipping the process. And if you think you can just walk your way into success without paying the price, you are lying to yourself, because the price has to be paid every single day. You have to wake up and put in the work, whether you feel like it or not, whether you're motivated or not, whether people are watching or not, because that's what it took. The people who are winning didn't get there because they were lucky. They didn't get there because someone handed it to them. They got there because they put in the work when everybody else was sleeping. They got there because they sacrificed the parties, they sacrificed the distractions, they sacrificed the things that didn't serve their vision, and they stayed locked in on their goals while everyone else was making excuses, while everyone else was wasting time, while everyone else was waiting for someone to give them a handout. They were out there grinding, out there hustling, out there making it happen. No matter what, you have to decide what kind of person you want to be. Do you want to be the person who sits around making excuses, who blames everybody else for why they're not where they want to be, who thinks the world is unfair, and that's the reason they're not winning? Or do you want to be the person who takes responsibility, who understands that if I want it, I have to work for it, who understands that nothing is given, everything is earned, who understands that hard work will always be entitlement, because hard work is something you control, but entitlement is just a fantasy, a weakness that keeps you from reaching your full potential every day. You have a choice. You can either put in the work or you can sit around feeling sorry for yourself. You can either take action or you can make excuses. You can either be the person who grinds or the person who complains, but you can't be both. You can't say you want success and then not be willing to pay the price for it. You can't say you want greatness and then not be willing to do what it takes to be great, because greatness requires effort, greatness requires struggle, greatness requires pushing yourself past your limits every single day, while everybody else is taking it easy, while everybody else is looking for the shortcut, while everybody else is waiting for success to come to them. The real winners are out there making it happen through their own sweat, their own effort, their own relentless pursuit of their goals. So ask yourself right now, are you putting in the work? Are you giving everything you have? Are you showing up every single day with the mindset that nothing is owed to me and everything must be earned? Because if you're not, then don't be surprised when you don't get the results you want. Don't be surprised when success doesn't show up at your doorstep. Don't be surprised when you see other people winning and you're still in the same place you were last year, because hard work will always be entitlement. And until you understand that, until you embrace that, until you commit to that, you will always be stuck in the same cycle of wishing instead of winning. Every single day you wake up, you have a choice. You can either go through the motions and do the bare minimum, or you can show up and prove your worth. Too many people walk around expecting respect, expecting recognition, expecting success, but they haven't done anything to earn it. They think just because they have a dream, just because they have potential, just because they have talent, that it means something. But let me tell you something, potential means nothing if you don't put in the work. Talent means nothing if you don't show up every single day and push yourself to be better. Nobody cares about what you could do. They care about what you actually do. Have to understand that proving your worth is not a one-time thing. It's not about showing up one day and giving it your all and then expecting the world to reward you. Proving your worth is something you have to do every single day, no matter how tired you are, no matter how frustrated you are, no matter how much you feel like quitting, because every day that you show up and give it your best, you are building a reputation. You are showing people what kind of person you are. You are proving to yourself and to the world that you are serious about your goals, serious about your success, serious about becoming the best version of yourself. And if you are not willing to prove your worth every day, then don't expect anybody to take you seriously. Don't expect success to just fall into your lap. Don't expect people to respect you if you haven't given them a reason to. Too many people out here waiting for someone to validate them, waiting for someone to recognize them, waiting for someone to tell them they are special. But let me tell you something, the world doesn't work like that. If you want respect, you have to earn it. If you want success, you have to prove that you deserve it. If you want to be great, you have to show up every single day and do the work when nobody is watching, when nobody is applauding, when nobody even knows what you're doing, because that's what separates the great from everybody else. The great ones don't need recognition to keep going. The great ones don't need validation to put in the work. The great ones prove their worth through their actions, through their discipline, through their commitment to being excellent in everything they do. You can't just show up once and think that's enough. You can't just work hard for a few days and think you've done something. You have to earn it every single day. You have to wake up every morning with the mindset that today I have to prove myself, today I have to push myself, today I have to be better than I was yesterday. Because if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not improving, you're falling behind. If you're not proving your worth every single day, then you are losing opportunities. You are letting someone else outwork you. You are giving up your chance to be great. And for what? Because you don't feel like it. Because it's hard. Because nobody is clapping for you. That's not how winners think. That's not how champions operate. That's not how people who truly want success go about their business every day. You have to prove yourself to your competition, to the people around you, but most importantly to yourself, because at the end of the day, you are the only one who knows if you really gave it your all. You are the only one who knows if you really pushed yourself to the limit. You are the only one who knows if you truly earned the results you're getting. You can lie to the world, but you can't lie to yourself. And if you know deep down that you aren't putting in the work, then you have no right to expect success. You have no right to expect respect. You have no right to expect anything, because you haven't earned it. People who win in life, the people who dominate their field, the people who rise to the top are the ones who show up every single day and prove that they belong there. They don't make excuses. They don't complain about how hard it is. They don't sit around waiting for someone to give them an opportunity. They go out and take it. They go out and earn it. They go out and make sure that there is no doubt that they deserve everything that comes their way, because they proved it through their work, through their sacrifice, through their relentless pursuit of excellence. You have to decide what kind of person you want to be. Are you going to be the person who talks about what they want, or are you going to be the person who works for it? Are you going to be the person who expects things to happen, or are you going to be the person who makes things happen? Are you going to be the person who waits for someone to recognize them, or are you going to be the person who proves every single day that they belong at the top? Because that's the difference between winners and everybody else. Winners don't wait for permission. Winners don't wait for validation. Winners don't wait for someone to tell them they are worthy. They prove it every single day with their actions, with their discipline, with their work ethic, because that's the only way to get what you want. That's the only way to be great. That's the only way to truly earn the success and respect that you say you want. Everybody wants success, but nobody wants to sacrifice. Everybody wants to be great, but nobody wants to give up what's necessary to get there. Everybody wants to live their dreams, but the moment it requires struggle, the moment it demands effort, the moment it asks for more than they are comfortable giving, they start making excuses. They start looking for an easier way. They start backing off because they don't really want it bad enough. See, the truth is greatness has a price, and most people are not willing to pay that price. Most people want to hold on to comfort. Most people want to keep doing what's easy while expecting different results. But that's not how life works. You can't have success without sacrifice. You can't have progress without pain. You can't get to the next level without letting go of the things that are holding you back. Many people talk about wanting more in life, but their actions don't match their words. They say they want to be successful, but they are not willing to wake up early. They are not willing to stay up late. They are not willing to put in the extra hours. They are not willing to do whatever it takes. They want success, but they also want to party every weekend. They want greatness, but they also want to sleep in. They want to be at the top, but they are not willing to do what the top requires. You have to understand that sacrifice is the price of admission for success. You don't get to have both. You don't get to be comfortable and great at the same time. You don't get to keep all your bad habits and expect to win at the highest level. The question is, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to let go of to get to where you say you want to be? Are you willing to give up your distractions? Are you willing to give up your excuses? Are you willing to give up the need for instant gratification? Because most people fail not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because they refuse to let go of the things that are keeping them average. They refuse to sacrifice their comfort, their bad habits, their laziness, their old mindset. And as long as you refuse to sacrifice, you will never reach your full potential, because sacrifice is the gateway to success. Success demands that you give up what's easy for what's necessary. It demands that you let go of temporary pleasure for long-term growth. It demands that you trade in comfort for discipline, laziness for hard work, and entertainment for education, wasting time for investing time. The people who make it, the people who win, the people who create legacies are the ones who understand that every sacrifice they make is a step closer to their goals. They understand that every time they choose to work instead of relax, every time they choose to push instead of quit, every time they choose to focus instead of getting distracted, they are separating themselves from the competition. They are proving that they deserve the success they are chasing. Look at the best in the world, the ones who dominate their field, the ones who achieve things that others only dream of. They are the ones who sacrifice more than everyone else. They sacrifice their weekends, they sacrifice their free time, they sacrifice sleep, they sacrificed relationships, they sacrificed comfort, because they knew that nothing worth having comes without struggle, nothing worth achieving comes without effort, nothing worth building comes without sacrifice. And if you are not willing to pay that price, then don't expect to win. Don't expect to be at the top. Don't expect to see the results you want, because the price has to be paid. And the only question is, are you willing to pay it? Truth is, most people don't fail because they are not capable. They fail because they are not committed. They fail because they are not willing to give up what's holding them back. They fail because they are not willing to make the tough choices, the hard sacrifices, the necessary adjustments. They want success, but they are not willing to stop procrastinating. They want results, but they are not willing to change their habits. They want a better life, but they are not willing to let go of the things that are keeping them stuck. And as long as you keep holding on to what's easy, what's comfortable, what's familiar, you will never reach the level of success you desire. So the question you have to ask yourself is, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to let go of? What are you willing to do that others won't? Because the truth is, success doesn't come to the most talented. It doesn't come to the most gifted. It doesn't come to the ones who want it the most. It comes to the ones who are willing to sacrifice for it, the ones who are willing to suffer for it, the ones who are willing to go all in and do whatever it takes, while everybody else is making excuses, while everybody else is playing it safe, while everybody else is holding on to comfort. The winners are sacrificing. The winners are pushing. The winners are doing the things that nobody else is willing to do, and that's why they win. That's why they dominate. That's why they reach levels that most people will never see, because they understand that sacrifice is not an option, it's a requirement. Discipline is the foundation of success. Discipline is what separates the ones who talk from the ones who do. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation fades, because motivation is temporary, comes and goes, but discipline is permanent. Discipline is a commitment. Discipline is a mindset. Discipline is waking up every single day and doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Discipline is showing up even when you're tired, even when you're frustrated, even when nothing seems to be working, because discipline is the price you pay for greatness. The ones who make it to the top are not the ones who rely on motivation. They are the ones who have discipline. They are the ones who train when no one is watching. They are the ones who practice when nobody is clapping. They are the ones who put in the work every single day regardless of how they feel, because they understand that feelings don't build success, actions do, and those actions have to be consistent. Too many people wait for motivation. Too many people wait for the perfect moment. Too many people wait until they feel like it, and that's why they never get anywhere, because success doesn't wait for your feelings. Success doesn't care if you're tired. Success doesn't care if you don't feel like it. Success only cares about results, and results only come from discipline. Discipline means doing the hard work before you reward yourself. Discipline means putting in the time, even when you're not seeing progress. Discipline means committing to your goals, even when nobody else believes in you, because it's easy to work hard when things are going well. It's easy to stay focused when you're seeing progress. But what happens when you hit a wall? What happens when the excitement wears off? What happens when you don't see results as fast as you want? That's when discipline kicks, and that's when discipline separates the real from the fake, the committed from the casual, the winners from everybody else. You have to train yourself to be disciplined. You have to train yourself to push through the days when you don't want to do it. You have to train yourself to stay focused even when distractions are everywhere. Because in a world full of shortcuts, in a world full of people looking for the easy way out, discipline is your advantage. Discipline is your weapon. Discipline is what makes you unstoppable. When others quit, discipline is what keeps you moving forward. When others give up, discipline is what turns potential into power, talent into greatness, effort into success. Because talent without discipline is useless. Potential without discipline is wasted effort. Without discipline is nothing but inconsistency. And inconsistency will never get you to where you want to be. People who lack discipline will always struggle. People who rely on motivation will always fail. People who don't have structure will always fall behind, because without discipline you are a slave to your emotions. Without discipline, you will always choose comfort over progress. Without discipline, you will always make excuses instead of taking action. And that's why, though many people fail, not because they don't have talent, not because they don't have potential, but because they are not disciplined enough to stay the course. They are not disciplined enough to stick to the plan. They are not disciplined enough to do the work when the excitement is gone and the struggle is real. Discipline is what makes the difference between success and failure. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. Discipline is what builds champions. And you have to ask yourself, do you have the discipline to keep going? Do you have the discipline to put in the work? Do you have the discipline to stay locked in no matter what? Success is not about luck. Success is not about talent. Success is about discipline, the ability to control yourself, the ability to push through pain, the ability to stay committed when everything in you wants to quit, because every single day is a test. Every single day, the choice. Every single day, you have to decide if you are going to be disciplined or if you are going to take the easy way out and the Ones who win in life are not the ones who had it easy. They are not the ones who only worked hard when they felt like it. They are the ones who are disciplined enough to stay the course, disciplined enough to push through failure, disciplined enough to get up every time they fell, because they understood that discipline is freedom, discipline is power, discipline is the key that unlocks every door. When you build discipline, you build confidence. When you build discipline, you build resilience. When you build discipline, you build the ability to control your future, because discipline means you don't have to rely on external motivation. Discipline means you don't have to wait for the right mood. Discipline means you don't need someone else to push you, because you push yourself. And that's the real secret to success. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to do it for you. Nobody is going to hand you anything. You have to take it. You have to earn it. And the only way to do that is through discipline, through consistency, through daily action. No matter what is going on around you, no matter how you feel, no matter what the circumstances are, discipline is what will get you there. Discipline is what will separate you from the rest. Discipline is what will make sure that no matter what obstacles come your way, you will keep moving forward. You will keep fighting. You will keep pushing, because that is what it takes to win.